While many of us have read rumors about the possible remakes of Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire, let's take a look back at the first remakes that Pokémon has produced, FireRed and LeafGreen, which were released way back in 2004. It's hard to believe that it has been 10 years. Ugh. Does anyone else feel old? Here, we are back in Kanto with a new coat of Generation 3 paint that makes the region look gorgeous. The games are true to the originals and are a great way to experience the first generation of Pokémon for nostalgia or for the first time. Everything is back. The gym battles, the towns, the villains, the weirdness. The trainers you encounter have the same Pokémon they had in the originals for the most part, with the only real changes being alterations to their movesets and add genders to most Pokémon. Until the post-game is completed, the Pokémon from the other generations can't be obtained or traded to LeafGreen or FireRed. Even Pokémon that have new forms as of the third generation, such as Golbat, can't evolve until the National Pokédex is obtained. The pace of the games is greatly improved from the originals, with the now ubiquitous running shoes brought in, though only after defeating the first gym, and using the third gen's improved interfaces. The environment is more streamlined, the amount of empty space is reduced. This game also features several help menus and a Teachy TV, which seem to be geared to make sure younger players don't get lost. The game even starts up with short record logs when you load your save to remind you of what you did last. While this is a nice idea, it sometimes feels a bit overdone to make the game feel easier than the originals and be comfortable for newcomers. Charmander even learns Metal Claw at level 13, so players can easily defeat Brock with any starter. It felt great to topple old gym leaders I struggled against when I didn't know the ins and outs of battle. I loved exploring Team Rocket's hideout in Silpho and wiping the floor with every Team Rocket grunt who dared make eye contact with me. It was so satisfying to take on the Elite Four and Champion after grinding for so long and finally beating them after just giving up at the reception desk in Indigo Plateau or cheating in the first generations. I know. I was naughty back then. Delibird certainly gave me coal in my stocking, but I haven't done it since. The games feature an added post-game, the newly introduced Sevi Islands. It is pretty short and not terribly fulfilling, but it is necessary to complete to be able to trade with the other games in the third generation, and is where players can access a daycare to breed Pokémon. However, there are a few goodies for fans to come across. For example, there's an incident with a little girl and a Hypno, which has spurred plenty of accompanying fan art and some ROM hacks, but I won't get into those. During the post-game story, the player encounters a branch of Team Rocket and finds what could be the buds of Team Rocket's resurgence in the Johto region 3 years later, and the acknowledgement of the theory that the rival in Gold, Silver, and Crystal is the leader of Team Rocket's son, which would later be fully adapted in the game's canon in the Generation 2 remakes. And as a throwback to all the glitches that we all know and love from the first generation of Pokémon games, there is a place called Pattern Bush, which resembles a printed circuit board of a game cartridge, and it's full of bug-type Pokémon. Pokémon LeafGreen and FireRed provide a lot of firsts for me in my long history of Pokémon. LeafGreen was the first game I beat legitimately, the first game where I had a balanced team, the first game where I maxed out my money limit, and the first Pokémon game I played with friends. I won't ever forget the Kanto region, Team Rocket, all the gym leaders, and the original 150 that started the franchise that has been going strong for almost 20 years. Gotta catch 'em all.